Welcome back, family. You are now listening to the Fitness Headspace podcast, episode 13, brought to you by Deion Avril from Evolve Fitness, where we get fit and we don't quit, y'all. Hope y'all are having a phenomenal day as you're listening to this, or a phenomenal evening. Now, with that being said, we always want to start this conversation by putting out peace into the universe, which stands for positive energy always creates elevation. All right? That's what it is. That's what it will be moving forward to the end. Right? So what's new? Right now, you guys know we got the website up and running. As far as running, it's running, but I still have a couple of tweaks to do before I release it to the public, of course. And next week, we're going to be doing t-shirt designs and starting those as well, too, and getting you guys' opinion. But from there, we're trying to always help the community as far as the fitness community, building that community together while we're encouraging one another, offering personal experiences, tips, tricks, life lessons, and so much more across this platform moving forward. So if you guys ever have any suggestions, always reach out and let me know, and I'll always implement them for you guys as well too. All right. So, pardon moi. First topic of discussion is going to be, first and foremost for the segment, fitness for all. So the first topic is don't procrastinate. All right. So if you have, for example, if you skip a workout class or whatever the case is, you just don't want to let it happen too frequently. So 1 day, 2 days, hey, it depends on what's going on in life, right? But if you want to be consistent with your workouts until it becomes a habit, especially this is for people that are just starting out, you want to make sure that you work on these goals. So you have to make sure you start with, let's say, it's not set in stone, but start with maybe 3 days. Then you can add in another, and you want to keep the momentum, because once the momentum starts to drop, then things get a little bit tough. So even the smallest amount counts as far as your effort. And this is why I always say it's the small things that count, and it always will be that way, right? So if you have a long day ahead of you, I hear excuses all the time, so I'm not even going to say for certain people, this is just what it is. I feel like it's an excuse. The fact that you can stay up late on your phone and do all that other stuff and sitting here looking at this blue light that's preventing you from going to sleep, you might as well take that same energy, go to sleep earlier, wake up earlier, go to the gym, and then knock the rest of the day out so you can come home and just relax, right? So this is one of the things that you want to keep in mind. And also when it comes to starting the day, most people tend to have more energy after working out in the morning, and that's setting the rest, like the tone for the rest of their day. All right. Now, number 2, you want to make sure that you find a program, as far as a workout program, that you like, because fitness is supposed to be fun and enjoyable, right? If you pick the right activities that you're passionate about, you won't look at this as being a chore. So with fitness trends, they're constantly changing, y'all. They're always changing, which gives you a variety of different programs that you can try out. So that gives you a really good opportunity to pick and choose, try a couple of things for a few months at a time, and whichever ones resonate, you could always put into like a little file or a little folder and keep that in mind. So as you're selecting how to put your next exercise together or your next program based on what your goals are, you have a good little, kind of like a little small library, digital library that you could choose from, right? So that's one of the things that you want to keep in mind. Now, if you're able to find like classes or different events that are going on out and about on the weekends or on the weekdays, look into those. Just make sure, again, it's something that, you can adjust your lifestyle to, along with making sure that it's fun. Okay. So whether it's, you can work at your own, like, say you got a garage gym, home gym, you can utilize like a commercial treadmill, or again, just find things in general that are happening event wise that you can partake in or participate in that would help you out, and just keeping things fresh more so, because sometimes you just want to switch it out just so you can keep it fresh. Now, the other thing you want to keep in mind is that if you do incorporate strength training, okay, and it doesn't have to be like super heavy lifting all the time and all that stuff, like powerlifting or whatever, but strength training or resistance training is going to help you with your strength, and it's going to help you burn fat a lot faster. So a lot of people think that primarily cardio is the thing to think about when it actually isn't. So what people don't they're not mindful of is you can do cardio, right? Let's say you're doing cardio for 30 to 45 minutes compared to strength training. So the intensity that you're incorporating in your workout with your strength training is going to be more constant than you doing cardio for 20, 30 minutes, because you would have to be at a certain rate or a certain pace for a long period of time. That's going to be unreasonable for most people. That's why with HIIT workouts, yeah, they're usually 20 to 30 minutes long. You got some people that might do them a little bit longer than that, but in my opinion, it might be a little excessive based on certain people's goals. But nevertheless, that's not the point. What I'm saying is that it can be done. It can be done, but not for a long period of time. Like, your body is just not going to be able to do that. So if I tell you to give me an output of 80 to 95% of your all constantly throughout doing a HIIT workout, that's almost unheard of, because your body is not, it's not used to pushing that, having that much output, right? So it's just something to think about. But you do want to also just add in a little bit of cardiovascular work as well too, at least once a week, 30 minutes, nothing too crazy, just to improve your heart system or your cardiovascular system, because we use it all day, every day, and you want to make sure that it's protected, right? All right, family. So now the last topic of discussion for fitness for all is that it's always great to find someone to support you. Okay. So everything is easier when you have a partner in crime. And I've mentioned this before, but I think I wanted to reiterate this just so it could probably sink in a little bit more with a different perspective, because again, whether it's a significant other, a best friend, family member, whatever the case is, whatever works for you, because if you build a strong support system with your friends and family, it'll take you a really long way. You want to basically just find at least one person that shares the same reason why they want to embark on this journey with you. Or it could be very similar. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but very similar, right? So once you guys find that, you don't have to do everything together as well. You guys can have separate programs. You can have the same program, but you guys should not be 100% dependent on one another. You guys should be there for each other as far as moral support. And in the event that, you need that motivation just to kind of push or whatever the case is, that they'll help you get out of that rut, right? So that's what we really want. So now the most important thing is when you have that support system, you guys have to hold each other accountable as far as reaching out to each other, making sure that your meal plans and the workouts are on point. And if you guys have any, physical activities that you like to do, you can share with one another. So for example, it doesn't have to be in the gym. It could be something outside, rollerblading, anything of that sort. And if you find something it's something that you like, then you can share that with your friend or whoever the person is and see if that's something that they could get into as well too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just another way to help each other out as far as finding new activities and not getting bored, switching things up when need to be. Now, again, this is how you're going to hold each other accountable. That is the most important part. Just make sure that you're there for one another, making sure you're supporting them, making sure that you give them that motivation when needed be. Again, you can't force somebody to do anything, but make sure that you guys are holding each other accountable 100%. All right, y'all. So second segment, we're going to be going over fitness myths. Okay. So the first one is, for example, if somebody's telling me, well, I already walk or bike to work, so they don't need exercise. Not exactly. Okay. So here's the thing, right? There's going to be other benefits of doing different types of exercise. That's what you have to keep in mind. So resistance exercise, what I love about is the fact that just a few times per week, it can help with depression and anxiety symptoms. Okay. So you could literally go to the gym, throw a couple of weights around for a little bit. And that will be a lot more beneficial than just walking and just moving and things of that sort, which is still good. It's still good to get out of the house, get that vitamin D, things of that sort. But the most important part is just understanding that there is benefits to it, right? So just because you're going to and from work, that's already a regular commute. So you're not doing anything extra. That's cool. You got your cardiovascular out the way. But what about your resistance training? What about reducing your body fat ratio to muscle mass? You get what I'm saying? And again, it's not something that everybody has to be super strong all the time. It's just more of, you want to be healthy. You want to be able to go to the doctor and the doctor tell you, hey, everything is straight. We don't, because they're going to try to put you on something for anything. You know what I'm saying? You slightly overweight. They're going to tell you that you need X, Y, and Z pill and this and that. Like, we done with the pharmaceuticals. We're done with them. You get what I'm saying? If you don't need it, you know you don't need it. It's not even if you don't need it. So keep that in mind, right? Now, second one, it's too late to start. Listen here. It's never too late. It's never too late to embark on your journey. That's just what it is. Everybody learns and walks different flows of life. And when your time and your path connects with health and fitness at whatever point, that's when it's supposed to be for you. Nothing's done coincidentally. Everything is done at the right place at the right time. Sounds crazy depending on what the situation is, but in those cases, as far as what I'm talking about, just to be more specific, everything happens for a reason. Okay? So it doesn't matter if you've never exercised. It doesn't matter if you've been in here for ages. It's just time to start in general. You have to just stay consistent. You're going to start noticing certain things. For example, you're going to have better sleep. You're going to have more energy. Your mind is going to be more clear. And your mood is going to be the things that you're going to notice the most, right? So if you don't know where to start, just talk with a primary care provider, health, you're basically your doctor. Talk with them. They'll be able to help you develop the best routine for you. And then from there, once you get their say, you can always come back to your coach. And we could utilize what your doctor had mentioned in correlation to what we can offer you to give you the best outcomes as far as your results for your goals. So number three, I can only exercise at the gym, right? So here's the thing. The first thing that I want you to do is take the word exercise out, and I want you to put move. All right. So what that means now is that it says that I can only move at the gym, which is wrong. You can move anywhere. Now, I'm going to get to why I say change the word to move, because limiting your workout to a half an hour, 45 minutes, hour and a half into the gym still limits the benefits that you'll experience. Okay. So for anybody that wants to benefit a little bit more, you'll be more likely to adopt a healthier, more active lifestyle when you understand fitness isn't just about what you do at the gym. When you understand that you can set a specific goal, like, for example, you're going to take the stairs instead of the escalator or the elevator, whatever the case is, to incorporate those healthy habits. Again, you're moving more, which is incorporating healthier habits. But it's not only in the gym that you create those healthy habits. You get what I'm saying? So it might have not made any sense of what I just said, but what I'm saying is movement in general, once you replace that word as opposed to exercise, you can move anywhere. Basically is what I'm saying. You could be outside, you could be on vacation, you could be, indoors. Everybody was making everything work during this whole thing. Right? So this whole situation that happened over almost 2 years ago, it didn't stop me from working out outside with resistance bands. It didn't stop me from doing some pull-ups or some push-ups or whatever the case is in the house. You know what I'm saying? So stop using it as an excuse, and really, we got to get pumping. We got to keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need a gym to make moves. So last but not least, y'all, number 4 is that supplements and protein shakes are necessary after workouts, and it is not. So the thing is that they're gonna have their benefits, right? Now the benefits are gonna be the fact that although they're not whole foods, it's a direct source of protein and amino acids, which is what helps repair your muscles, the breakdown of your muscles, recover, and help them grow, right? In basic terms. Now, the thing is when you use them is a little bit different. So for example, just to touch on it lightly. So if you did not eat beforehand, yes, it's probably going to be a little bit more important to take that shake afterwards. If you did eat beforehand, roughly an hour before your actual time of going into the gym, you'll be fine. You still have a decent gap as far as a window to eat. You are not pressed to eat super early or super fast or anything of that sort. So keep that in mind, okay? But again, you can still consume it if you would like, but it's not necessary. So for example, if I were to buy a protein shake, excuse me, the way that I do mine usually is either throughout the day, one time a day, I'll do 2 scoops and then make it into a whole smoothie. So 2 scoops of the protein powder itself. I might put in some PB Fit, or the PB2 peanut butter, the powdered peanut butter. I'll add in some hip hearts. I'll add in a little bit of ashwagandha. I'll add in some glutamine, and I'll add in a little bit of, depending on what the flavor is, agave, just to get a little bit of natural sweetening. These are things that I do personally for my protein shake. But again, as far as when you're taking it, it's not really that imperative to take it directly after unless you did not eat before. That is the most important thing, and it's with anything in general. If you didn't eat before, you're going to probably want to eat after. It does not have to be immediately after, but try to get some food in. But again, it's also a thing of if you're not hungry, that's another thing too, which is where the shakes come into play because they're a little bit more liquidy and it should be easier to get down until you're ready to consume a full meal. All right. So family, now we're going to the last segment, all right, which is diet and nutrition. So number one, you want to cook at home more often. You really want to try to make this a habit as far as cooking at home most nights rather than eating out. One, it's going to be easier on your budget. Two, you cooking for yourself, you know exactly what's in it. I've said this before and other people have said this before as well too, but you don't have to wonder about anything being potentially that's not supposed to be in your food. You get what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me because a lot of people will tell me, oh, they don't have time to cook. They don't have time to do this and do that. But I'm like, bro, the same time that y'all had to make the order, y'all could have been starting something at the house. Or if you would have set yourself up earlier this week to put a grocery list together, it wouldn't have been an issue. You get what I'm saying? So again, there's a lot of excuses with no actual results that are happening. The other thing too is that you can cook by large servings. So you'll also have leftovers for the next day, ensuring a healthy meal then as well. So again, you're setting yourself up for success. There's no reason why you shouldn't do that. You get what I'm saying? And the other thing is, of course, it's going to offer you a lower risk of obesity and improved diet quality, especially among children. Because again, we have this tendency, even when I was younger, hitting McDonald's and, just hitting all the Happy Meals and stuff. Now, granted, we was healthy at the time because we were smaller. We didn't really have much to worry about. There's different environmental factors that we got to keep in mind moving forward too. And things have been crazy. They've been getting crazy right now. You get what I'm saying? So even moving forward, like when I have kids, I'm going to let them try some of the fast food. You get what I'm saying? Just so they know what the hype is about. But for them to understand, like, there's a reason why we don't consume this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why it does what it does to your body and why we should not be consuming it and why we're on the path as far as eating the way we eat. Yeah, so that's that. So number two, get a good night's sleep. The importance of sleep cannot be overstated because sleep deprivation disrupts appetite regulation, often leading to increasing appetite. Okay, so this is going to then increase your calorie intake, which will then in return have you gain weight. People who tend to sleep too little tend to weigh significantly more than those who actually do get enough sleep. Okay, because what you have to understand is that there's so much that it affects. So for example, like I said before, so sleep deprivation causes a lot of negative things. So that'll be thing, and I've personally experienced all of these that I'm about to mention right now. Concentration, productivity, athletic performance, glucose metabolism, and also your immune function. Okay, felt all of those before. Now, it also has the potential to increase your risk level of several diseases. So we're talking about things like heart disease specifically, and we don't want that. We can't be out here young, dying off of heart disease, going to the gym, but not taking care of the way that we sleep. We're taking care of the way that we eat, but we're not sleeping right. I told y'all it's always going to be a trifecta. It's always going to be eat, sleep, and gym. I've always said that. It's not going to change. There's other factors, but those are the main three. So, number three, let's choose popcorn instead of chips. So one thing that people find surprising, that's popcorn is a whole grain and it's loaded with a lot of nutrients and fiber. Okay. So with roughly about 3.5 ounces, or it comes out to be, I think it's like 100 grams, serving of air popcorn contains approximately 387 calories with 15 grams of fiber. Okay. While the same amount of potato chips is going to have 532 calories. All right. Junk calories is what I call those. And only 3 grams of fiber. All right. So keep in mind that diets rich in whole grains have been linked to healthy benefits, such as reduced risk of inflammation and heart disease. So you can utilize this as a healthy snack, or trying to make your own popcorn at home and try them differently as opposed to microwave popcorn. Okay, so that'll give you another option. Now, last but not least, this is probably my favorite one. Eat from smaller plates, because it has been proven that the size of your plate itself can affect how much you eat. So think about when you go to like these bougie ass restaurants, right? And they serve you a meal and it'd be a big ass plate and this tiny ass piece of food. It's the illusion that you're not getting a lot, right? And usually sometimes the plate is over exaggerated with the piece of meat that they put on there, but you'll get my drift. So if you flip flop it, right? If you get you, for example, let's say you go to a buffet. I'm just going to give a random example. You go to a buffet and you have a small plate. You can only put so much on that plate. Yeah, you could get it only as high as well too. So you're more than likely not going to eat as much because it's going to take you more times to go back and fill it, right? But it also gives you the opportunity, because you're eating in a smaller plate, to usually eat slower. You get what I'm saying? So even if you're eating too fast, the fact that you're eating, once you get to the bottom of that plate, it should give you a G check. Like, are you still going to keep eating? As opposed to a big plate. The whole plate is there, so you can eat the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? So those are just different ways to look at it itself. With you having a smaller plate, the fact of the matter is that it'll start to give you a better idea as far as once you start going out and about, what to expect and how to start portioning your food as well too, because when you go out, they have bigger plates as well. So you just want to be very mindful of your portioning when you go out. All right, family. So we are at the end, right? We try to keep these short and sweet nowadays. All right, guys. So the recipe for this week is called the garlic butter chicken meatballs with cauliflower rice. Okay. So now, again, a lot of the places that I'm going to be giving you guys, it'll give you all the instructions straight to the T. And they will give you the serving amounts. It usually has the macros as well too, just so you have an ideal rough estimate as you're meal prepping. Okay, so I want you guys to check that out. Let me know how you guys like it. If you guys got any suggestions, drop them in the comments. I greatly appreciate it. And once again, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, and send me any ideas that you guys have or any questions, I'll be sure to answer those in the next episode or as soon as possible once I get them. Always remember, family, we get fit and we don't quit, because that's what we do. I love all y'all. Y'all take care. Peace.